Hello students and namaste everyone. I am Dhaval sir and our today's topic is your semester 2 chapter number 2, that is environmental pollution, from your standard 8th social science textbook. Okay, and before proceeding with the chapter, we need to first understand the two basic terms of this chapter, that is environmental pollution, that is environment and pollution. So environment means what? So basically environment means if a human being is there, then all the things or the conditions surrounding the human being forms the environment. Okay, like the water, the air, the wind, the land. Okay, and the pollution. So pollution means introduction of harmful material into the environment creates pollution. Okay, so we'll understand that what is environmental pollution in detail and how does it affect, okay, different forms of life, okay, on the earth. Development is the right of human beings. It means wherever and in whatever field there is scope of development, man has the right to progress. Right? So we all know that without development, our life will come to a standstill. We cannot progress in life. Right? But everything, whenever we talk about development, there should be always a concern for the protection of the environment also. There should be always a concern for the sustainable development. Okay, now what is sustainable development? That means the development should take place in such a way that the needs of the future generation does not get disturbed. That means we should not exploit the resources which is available to us in an unlimited way, that the future generations don't get the benefit of it. Okay, post industrial revolution. Post means after. So after industrial revolution, the scientific discoveries have opened up vast opportunities for technological advancement and developments. So after the revolution, that is in the industries bought by the scientist, right, there is a lot of advancement in the technologies and development taking place. This development has led to ample changes. That means enough changes in human life. A lot of changes have taken place in the human life. Technological advancements have given a bend to creativity in such a way that the production techniques have simplified. Electricity, railway, telephone, vehicles, industries, electronic media are important characters in the story of development. Right, so if we talk about development, then each and everything, that is electricity, railway, telephone, vehicles, industries, all these things comes into the picture, because without one thing also we cannot work effectively, and the development process uh, gets paused. We cannot move ahead. Okay, due to the unlimited use of natural resources, water and air, the natural vegetation has been impure. Okay, so due to factories, industries and everything, uh, vehicles, right, the air is getting polluted, the water is getting polluted, and due to that, even the natural vegetation, that means the plants and the trees, are getting impure. Okay, pollution has become widespread, so it is spread throughout the world on a large scale. It is mandatory means compulsory, to make an effort to see and understand both pollution and development in their own way. So this thing we had already discussed in the introduction of this chapter, that though development is necessary, but we must always take care that we don't pollute the things in a haphazard manner. Okay, today, land, water, air, noise, and space pollution has increased. Right. So, at present, we are living in the time we are where we all are facing coronavirus, and due to that, we all have seen the lockdowns and everything, the world, over the whole world. Right. So, the positive outcome of that thing is that we have seen that due to lockdown, no vehicles on the road, no factories running, no kind of pollution, and due to which the environment has healed itself in such a good manner, right? So we can understand that how in different ways we are polluting the environment, and due to which there is a constant negative effect on the environment by the human beings. Okay, so we should take care of that. Okay, fine. Further, with the industries coming up, a large scale, various kinds of pollutants affecting the environment has increased. Alright, so different things or the materials due to which their pollution is created is increasing day by day. Among it, water, air, and land pollution are main. All the three are the most important elements to sustaining life. So we all know that without air, without land, without water, we human being cannot exist on this earth. Okay, we'll move further. That is on the next page. So the first type of pollution which is given to us in our textbook is the water pollution, right? So we all have heard about water, right? So it is the lifeline of the human beings, and without which we cannot live. Okay, so industries require water, and in this process, while the product is being manufactured, this water becomes polluted, and considering it to be useless, it is drained into rivers, open canals, or open ground. Right. So we have seen many times. I'll give you one example of Gujarat itself. We are in Gujarat, in Ch2. There is a Bandhani sari manufacturing industries or uh, factories where in huge quantity the printing work of bandhani is done, where colors and dye is used, and after this dyeing work is done, the water with these colors and chemicals is drained into the rivers and canals, right? Due to which the water is getting polluted, and same water is consumed by the aquatic animals, due to which they lose their lives. Okay, so this chemical oriented water pollutes the river water. This drained water, due to industrial development, pollutes the natural water flow of river. Now I would like to discuss one more thing, that we all know that three-fourth of our earth is made up of water, but there is almost 72%, 71 to 72%, approx figures I'm giving it to you. And in that also, we know that the fresh water which we consume is very less, that is in points, right? So because the major water body is covered with the oceans and sea, which is a salty water and which cannot be consumed, then maximum of the water is in the glacier form, and the water which is available to human beings for drinking, that is the potable water, is very less in amount. And if even we pollute that, because that water we get from the rivers, and if we even pollute the rivers, then we can imagine how much scarcity we all will face for the water. Okay, further, above all, the water drained on open ground gradually gets absorbed inside and pollutes the groundwater too. Right? We all have heard about the groundwater. So, whenever there is a rainfall, the water which gets percolated or penetrated inside the earth, that means the upper surface of the earth, below the upper surface of the earth, is known as groundwater. Urbanization is widespread. That means due to industrialization, due to population explosion, that means the number of people are increasing, and due to that the urbanization takes place. The water from drains in urban areas is poured into rivers and ponds. That means the water which we use for our domestic purpose, that is for bathing, in toilets, whatever the water is drained in the through our houses into the pipelines which get mixed with the rivers, and because of that also the river waters get polluted. Okay, today the rainwater is also getting polluted due to industrialization. How? So we all know that the smoke from the industries, right, different chemicals are used in different chemical industries, so all these things mixes with the rainwater and it pollutes the rainwater also. Further, the used dirty water that comes out from industries and factories is left to be poured in rivers, canals, and also on the ground. This also destroys aquatic life. So, that we have already discussed. We have heard many stories about fish lying dead. Here in the picture, you can see lots of fish, they have died and they are floating on the water. Okay. So, lying dead, the sea water gets polluted due to oil drilling. Right? We all know that the oil which we use is drilled out from the sea area. You might have seen the plant of Reliance Industries. Right? The oil drilling process takes place in the sea itself. Okay. Further, water pollution causes various diseases like cholera, jaundice, vomiting, loose motion, etc. So these are the different diseases which takes place due to contaminated water, okay, polluted water. That is why people have to carry their own water bottle with them while traveling and to office. School going children carry their own bottles. Many of our rivers have become like drains. Okay, so we can understand how much the river water is getting polluted by the industries and all. This polluted river water is again used for agricultural purpose also. So therefore what happens? Consequently, the produce that means the vegetation, fodder and vegetables are full of pollutants and they become adulterated. That means the quality of such vegetation deteriorates in such a manner that if we consume those vegetables and everything, then even we may get uh, ill. Okay, so which is very harmful for our body. People from every class of society, be he a politician, farmer, industrialist, educated individual, artist, or worker, does not hesitate also to act against the welfare of others. Right, so we have seen that maximum in all over the world. Before few years, the industrial people, they used to think only about their profits and they never used to be concerned about the environment, the society, and everything, right? But now, due to awareness, even they are trying or making efforts to create pollution in the least manner. Okay, but there are solutions for it. The water from industries should be purified first, and then it should be left into canals or rivers. Government should have proper control over industries and their policies. We should use water in an optimum way. Optimum, that means maximum use of the water should be done. Right. So one of the major reason is that our government people, they are not acting strictly towards this industrial people, and therefore they are spreading maximum pollution. Okay, if the government takes strict actions and laws, then this pollution problem gets decreased to a great extent. Okay, further, just like water, air pollution, okay, so here there is a error. Here it is written water pollution, but it is actually air pollution. Okay. So just like water, air pollution has created a massive problem in the worldwide. Okay. So we'll make some change over here. Right. So this is not water pollution. It is air pollution. Okay. Okay, fine. So this is the paragraph number 2, that is air pollution. Okay, fine. So we'll move further. Just like water, air pollution has created a massive problem in the world. In every city and in most of the villages, certain kind of industries have developed. So the smoke, gas, etc. emitted from the industries mixes with the air and causes air pollution. So we know that very well, that a large number of industrial development is taking place, due to which the air becomes contaminated, okay, or it gets polluted. Today the use of mineral oil has increased in abundance. So mineral oils like oil which is used in our vehicles, factories, right? So the vehicles running with the fuel like petrol and diesel emit smoke and gases like nitrous oxide, benzopyrene, and carbon dioxide. These gases mix with the air. Their proportion in the air has also increased due to deforestation. Again, a very important concept to understand. We all know that for urbanization and industrialization, maximum number of the trees are cut, which is known as deforestation. And we also know that the trees, they have the tendency, they can means they do absorb carbon dioxide, and they give out oxygen in the atmosphere. So on the one side we are increasing the carbon content through smoke, through industries, and on the other end we are cutting more and more trees, right there. That means the only thing on the earth which can convert carbon dioxide into oxygen is the trees, and we are cutting those trees for our selfish greed, and therefore the amount of pollution in the air is continuously increasing, and due to which even our ozone layer is also getting affected. Okay, due to less trees and vegetation, the small dust particles mix with the air. The proportion of poisonous gas, so here it should be the CO2, right? CO3 not. It should be CO2, which is carbon dioxide, has increased due to cutting of trees. It has led to a burning problem known as global warming. Now I'll explain you this concept. So basically what happens due to industries, due to vehicles, all this thing, poisonous gas is emitted, okay, and this gases actually contains a lot of carbon in it, okay, and this carbon content has the tendency to absorb the heat. So now when uh, during the daytime when the sun's heat falls on the earth, the process is like it gets reflected back, but when it enters the earth, right, there is too much carbon content on the earth, and due to which the heat which is falling on the earth gets absorbed, and it is not released back. It is not released back into the atmosphere, and it remains on the earth, and due to which the temperature is continuously increasing, right? So this effect is known as global warming. Throughout the world this effect is seen, okay, and due to global warming also there are many problems, right, which will discuss later on. So air pollution causes various diseases like asthma, lung problems, nausea, etc. The dust particles moving in air leads to diseases like cold, cough, sneeze, etc. There have been instances of the people dying due to suffocation, right? So arising out of degree pollution, that means due to poisonous air, polluted air, the person feels breathing problem, and even due to that breathing problem the person can die, okay. The amount of hotness in atmosphere has increased due to pollution. Many a times, these poisonous gases mix with cloud and bring acid rain. So we have seen this thing also. If you might have noticed clearly, during the summer season, if you'll go to the terrace for sleeping, and if there are white colored tiles, you might find yellow color spots, everywhere on the terrace, on the tiles, many a times on our cars, our vehicles also we can find, right? So these are actually the spots of sulfuric acid, right? So due to acid rain, this spots for means this is known as acid rain actually. So like rain, this uh, spots or this thing falls on the earth, and due to that also a lot of pollution is being created. Many a times this poisonous gas mix with the cloud and bring acid rain that we have already read. It is very harmful for animals and natural vegetation. So that also I have already discussed, that due to that on the earth also everything gets polluted. Okay. To prevent air pollution, it is necessary to make certain changes or certain rules for the industries and implement them strictly. Such equipments should be developed which help in proper proportion of emission of smoke or poisonous gas. Okay, so there should be some instruments or equipments which can control this, right? And beyond certain limit, this emission of the smoke should not be allowed. Environmental awareness campaigns should be organized, right? So campaigns means drive or a course of action, right? Through which awareness can be spread, like act play, advertisements, fine, making people understand, going home to home should be conducted. Industrial firms which do not follow the norms should be punished strictly. They should be shut down, that means they should be shut down, that means they should be locked or sealed by the government. One should use petrol diesel in optimum manner, right? So the use of I must say that is the petrol diesel, right? So here it is written optimum manner, which is a mistake again. So here this is the textbook of Gujarat government, so there are a lot of mistakes in this new textbook, so we'll make changes in that. So here it should be, one should use petrol and diesel in judicious manner. Judicious manner means in a very careful manner. Optimum means to the maximum level, so we should not actually use petrol and diesel in optimum manner. That means we should make very less use. So instead of this optimum, it should be judicious. So here it will not be optimum, it will be judicious. Okay, judicious manner, in a careful way, fine. So use of pollution free fuel like CNG and PNG will help to a great extent. That means this CNG and PNG should be used in the optimum manner, that means to the maximum level, because this gases, they don't create pollution in the environment. Okay. Strict implementation of PUC in vehicles should be implemented. Again there is a mistake in the textbook, right? So it is not PVC, it is PUC. So PUC means that is pollution under control. So those people who are driving vehicles, they should always get this PUC certificate from the concerned place, right? Because it is very important and it needs to be regenerated or renewed every 6 months. Okay, so that care should be taken. Now the next two pollution which is pending is land pollution, and the other one is noise pollution, which we'll discuss in our second lecture of this chapter. So till then we'll end our today's lecture over here, and I thank you everyone for watching my video.